Hi Gary. I don't have a Malibu Beach, so we'll fart around a little bit with a London. It's a very similar game. Up there is my spotter. You push the latch open with your finger there, it works. I think this is my start. Yeah. So when I hit my start relay, the latch does work and that goes up. Really, when you hit the start relay on these, I can't see nothing in here. What the start relay is really controlling is this lower index down here on the control unit. When that operates, it lets these set of cams spin around, and those cams will operate these switches. It's this switch right here that operates that latch. On your game, it's switch number 4. 1, 2, or no, 2's down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. On your game, it's the top switch. On mine, it's actually the bottom switch. But you could get that to operate. Just by lifting that switch stack up. And what I really think might have happened on your game is somebody was just in there fidgeting around a little bit and snagged one of the top switches and pulled that up. That's a pretty common thing to happen. Or it just isn't making contact right. So what you got to watch for is when that spins around, does that come up and operate that? Now, if it is coming up and around and operating it, what we're going to have to do is start checking for volts on your game. To check for volts, you really need a multimeter. Now, on my multimeter, I soldered in a longer test lead and put an alligator clip on the end of it. If you don't have that, maybe just a test lead, you could buy them or make them yourself. Hell, a multimeter, they sell them for like $12 at Harbor Freight. You could probably buy a pre-made test lead up there that has the alligator clips soldered onto it. I don't know, $5. It don't cost much. Come back over to the game with the multimeter here. Turn it on. Okay. Now I'm going to take my clip and very carefully put that on my 50 volt fuse. Now, I had a lot of fuse problems with this game and had to wire in a whole bunch of new fuses, and I just chose to put them up here a little higher where it'd be a little bit easier to access. But I got that on the 50 volt fuse on the one end. On my multimeter, I'm going to get it set up to check for AC volts. I'm trying to get my multimeter set up here. Okay. Probably not the best video you're ever going to see, but I think in the end, this will probably help you out. Now, on your game, it's going to be on the top switch. On my game, it's kind of hard to find, but it is on the bottom. Oh, I'm going to set this camera down for a sec. I got it, though. I got my multimeter on the switch down there. The other end's up here on the... The other end is up on the fuse. That end's on the switch, and the meter's showing 54 volts, which is pretty typical. Now, if I could get it up on the one just above it. Anyway, I can't get mine on that switch, but what you need to do is on the yellow wire, you'll test that to make sure there's 50 volts coming in, and then put it on the other wire above it, which was 34, a yellow-green. Put that up, put your multimeter up on that, operate the reset relay, and then check your multimeter to see if it's showing you volts. And the other place to check this is actually up on the coil itself. And your coil wires are right over here, which is going to make it hard. Of course, it's got to be hard. Okay, let's see. Now if I operate the relay, well, I'm not on it. Still not on it. There. But I put the multimeter on the incoming wire for the coil. On yours it's going to be, I think, 34, the yellow wire with the green tracer. I hit the start relay and it shows 50 volts coming there. Now if you got 50 volts coming up to your coil and yet it still don't engage and operate, you probably got a bad coil. One thing to make sure of though is if you just put your finger up there and you operate that by hand, everything spins, don't it? You know, if it doesn't, you've probably got some kind of mechanical problem. I've had it before where the pinwheel will come around and catch the, I don't know if you can see that or not. Hold on. You know, that pinwheel doesn't clear by a lot, and every once in a while it'll get in there and get caught, and that'll stop it from moving too. So just, you know, make sure that there's no mechanical problems. I'd probably should have suggested you check that first. Make sure that spins around, and then check for volts like we talked about. Make sure you got 50 volts on the yellow wire coming in. Then operate the reset relay. Make sure you got 50 volts coming out. And come up here to the yellow-green wire on the spotter cams index coil. Put that on the yellow wire with the green tracer. Operate the start relay. Check to make sure you got 50 volts coming in there. And let me know what you get. I hope this video helps. I'm really not a master movie maker here, but makes me want to play a game of London. I got no quarters on me. Play some on a special game. Alright, I'm shooting a special game right now. Hey, where's my... the balls won't come out. It's not a level. Alright, well, that's a tape.